We would like to thank you for tuning in today at 1690 a.m. The One. We have a special guest today. It is Nicole Mitchell. She is with the Urban League Whitney Young Junior Academy. I would like to thank everyone who is tuning in. I would like to just give thanks to God, my deity. Your deity is whomever you choose it to be. If that gives you solace, then that's fine by me. Also, I would like to thank the CEO and President, Mr. William King, 1690 a.m. Also, I would like to make sure that you tune in to the FM station. I am going to turn this over to Nicole as to not take up her time, so she will be able to say what she has to say about the Urban League, and we will go from there. Nicole?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show. It's a blessing to be here, and I too give honor to my deity, which is God, whom I choose to serve. The Urban League of Nebraska I've been there for 8 years, and I have served the community very well, and I love what I do. I am the coordinator for the Whitney Young Junior Academy, which is our college prep and leadership academy. So we prepare 9th through 12th graders to go to college and to make sure that they have some type of plan for life after high school. We recruit on an 8th grade level, and we try to retain the students until they're in the 12th grade. So our main focus, like I said, is to make sure that they have some type of plan for life after high school, whether it's military, whether it's college, whether it's a vocational trade, but to make sure that they're not just sitting around not doing anything. And so we work with a lot of OPS, Omaha Public School students. We recruit out of Omaha North, Omaha Benson, and Omaha Northwest. And we take about 60 kids every year in our academy. Like I said, we prepare them for those soft skills with our 9th through 11th graders. We really prepare them on those soft skills, time management, being aware of the resources that's around you. Like I said, life after high school, and with those 12th graders, that's where we really pound you on those college prep. Introducing you to HBCUs, which is historically black college and university youth. Introducing you to PWIs, which is predominantly white institutions. But like I said, the main focus is to make sure that they have some type of life and plans for life after high school. So I've been doing that for about 8 years now.
Okay, may I interject? What are the criterias for this?
So with that, you have to have a 2.5 GPA. You have to be enrolled in high school, so you can't be a dropout. But we do have programs at the Urban League that help assist those. But with this specific program, the Whitney Young Junior Academy, you have to carry a 2.5 GPA and be enrolled in high school. So like I said, we go to those 3 high schools, but we accept students from all over the city. The only difference is that those 3 high schools is the only schools that we go directly into to see the students, but everything else, the students can come to us, and all the workshops and the events that we have, they are more than welcome to come.
What if an individual has a GED that has dropped out of one of those 3 schools? Are they eligible, or how can they participate into this program?
They wouldn't be eligible for the Whitney Young Junior Academy because it's a high school program, but we do have programs at the Urban League, as I said earlier. We have a career boot camp program, and Karen Edwards is over that, and it's to help facilitate those type of students, those type of clients that we have. So GED, looking for a career, looking to get some on-the-job training, Karen Edwards would be the best person for those type of students.
Okay, you have a telephone number for
We
that
do.
individual?
It's area code 402-451-1066, extension 137.
How long have you been involved with this program?
With the Whitney Young Junior College?
Yes.
8 years.
What
So
is the-
It existed because back in 2003, OPS had did a survey that was saying less than 50% of our African Americans were graduating from high school. And so the Urban League decided that that was an issue. And so we created the Whitney Young Junior Academy in honor of Dr. Whitney Young, who was a great civil rights leader right here in Nebraska, and he went on to be the CEO for the National Urban League. So that academy was created to help break those barriers of our students not graduating from high school.
Okay, the last stat that I saw was 43% of the individuals of color were graduating. Does this include only African American or all individuals of color? Or would you know?
I'm not sure, correct on that stat, but the last stat that I checked, it was why the program was created because African Americans were not graduating from high school. So with that, I'm not sure if it's the overall or if it's just that.
What do you think we could do to enhance the graduation rate? Is it academics or attendance or your opinion?
It's a variety of things. I truly believe that if we start pushing education within the homes, the importance of going to school within the families or within the circles that the students are in, then I truly believe we can have a turnaround in the system with our students. But I also believe a lot of things are systematically set up. So it's a lot of factors that play in the roles of a student's education. But I truly believe if we start taking education a little bit more seriously within our own and within our community, then we can start seeing some changes.
I would agree with you. Are there any programs for the parents who do not participate in the students' academic? And how do we get those individuals to participate? Because basically, individuals they go around, or they are a product of their environment.
Exactly. And you know, I've been trying to figure this one out. Somehow, some way, if we can tie sports in, somehow the importance of education, because it seems to be like a lot of our parents are more focused on their students being athletes instead of the student part of things. So if some way, somehow we can figure out tying sports into education, besides just through the educational system, but along the family lines or something, maybe that's a way that we can do it. But I know what we do at the Urban League and at the Whitney Young Junior Academy is that we are starting up parent advisory boards. And so where every quarter, our parents will come in and we will teach them and we will train them on how to interact with your student, or how to understand the grading scales, or how to understand the public school system. So we are educating our parents and we are making them aware of the situations and the things that's going on with their students as well as the education system.
Okay, being an athlete, I can tell you that less than 1/3 of percentage of individuals who are playing high school sports will go into collegiate sports, and then there's less than 1% of those individuals will go into professional. We, as a people of color, will expressing or emphasizing more on sports than we are on education. How do we change that mentality?
You know, when you find that answer,
I'll let
I'm
you
gonna
know.
be right here waiting.
Okay, you bet, you bet.
I mean,
Right.
and that's what I'm saying. If we would, the excitement that we have about playing sports, if we would put that excitement into and in that investment into our children education, just imagine the change that we can have. I literally look at these teams and they pay tons of money for their students and their kids to play these sports. About
Exactly.
time they come out these programs, they're not walking out with scholarships. They're not even walking out with a guarantee that they're going to make it to the next level on a collegiate sport. So if that you take that money and invest it into your child's education, the turnaround can happen. The mentality will change.
I would agree with that. Also, if you invest that money into a fund for the kids, or a retirement fund, or a collegiate fund, or something of that nature, that would be more important than them trying to achieve something that is sometimes not attainable.
Yes. Or realistic.
Or
You know,
realistic.
everybody think their child is the next LeBron or
That's
Kobe
correct.
Bryant, so.
That is correct. Okay. Again, the show is The Mark, and the theme is I press toward the mark of a higher calling. This is not necessarily a biblical term. This is whatever your mark is. If you want to be an artist, you want to be a photographer, whatever you want to do, put everything that you want to do. Also, as I've stated before, you have to travel with those who say that you can. Traveling with individuals with negativity does not get you anywhere. You have to, again, believe in something. Believe in your deity, even if it's a tree. If that tree tells you that you're doing okay, that's fine by me. We as a community need to come together, and we have to learn together and connect, and also just be a part of a community. This station does not necessarily agree, and it is not. This is the opinion of me and Claude with this show. The comments are not necessarily agreeable or commended with the show. My visitors are those who I trust, and I believe in this. That is it for this show, not this show, but this segment. And I would invite Nicole at any time to come back and speak at her leisure. She can give you the information, how you can get in touch with her. This is Nicole Mitchell, Urban League Whitney Young Jr., Academy Coordinator. I can't speak. It's on you.
Thank you. Well, you can contact me, Nicole Mitchell, at the Urban League of Nebraska. It's nicole.mitchell@urbanleagueneb.org. Thank you for having me today.
It is my pleasure, and you're welcome anytime, Nicole. I thank you very much. You've been a pleasure. Thank you. I would like to thank each and every one of you for our second half of The Mark. The Mark is the name of the show. The station is 1690 AM, The One. Mr. Jeffrey William is the founder, also CEO, and responsible that we are able to be here today. First of all, I give grace and praise to God for allowing us to be here today. He is my deity, and whatever your deity is not up to me. It's up to whomever gives you solace. Today, on the second half of this, I have Jennifer Keys, who is the chairperson of the NAACP ACT SO. She will explain to you, and also I have a lovely lady, her guest, one of the students. She would explain to you, what she has accomplished. I will turn this over to you.
Thank you, Mr. White. This is a real privilege, and I do thank God for the opportunity to work with the young people through the ACT SO program. The NAACP, as we know, is the oldest, the largest civil rights organization in the country. And we are in 49 states and 5 countries, and Omaha has a very strong branch, and part of that is the work of its committees, and the ACT-SO committee is just one of them. ACT-SO is an acronym for the Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. It was founded in 1977 by Vernon Jarrett. He was our first black syndicated columnist with the Chicago Tribune. And just as Mr. White, just as your last guest, Miss Nicole, was talking about sports, well, Mr. Jarrett at that time in 77 thought that the opportunity for our children, our young children, to get the same recognition for academics as we do with entertainers and athletes. And that was one of his main thrust in founding it. It was founded for youth, grades 9 through 12. ACT-SO provides the forum through which students demonstrate academic, artistic, and scientific prowess and expertise, thereby gaining that same recognition often only reserved for entertainers and athletes. ACT-SO is rooted in the firm conviction that all students can succeed and compete at the same or superior levels as their counterparts in classrooms, boardrooms, and laboratories across the nation and abroad. Our students can select up to 3 competitions from a total of 32 offerings in STEM, business, humanities, performing arts, visual arts, and culinary arts. Almost 300,000 young people have participated in the program since its inception. The mission for the last 40 years, the mission of ACT-SO has been to prepare, recognize, and reward youth who demonstrate and exemplify scholastic and artistic excellence. The goals of ACT-SO are to mobilize the adult community for the promotion of academic and artistic excellence, to recognize creative talent and academic achievement, and finally, to provide and assist students with the necessary skills to establish goals and acquire the confidence and training to make successful contribution to society. And today we have Binti Hussein with us. We had our local competition April 2nd at Beverly Blackburn High School on 26th and Hamilton. Binti is one of 35 students that participated in this year's 36th annual local competition, and Binti is a gold medalist in photography. Binti, what school and what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore at Bryan High School. I'm a sophomore at Bryan High School.
And you are going into the 11th grade?
Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your photography competition. How was that for you at Blackburn that Saturday morning?
It was my first competition, like with judges, and I was really scared and nervous. But then I had a lot of friends there to calm me down and to keep me focused. That's how I went through it.
And there were judges there. So there were 3 judges there that were looking at the various students. What was it like when they came to your project? What kind of questions did they ask you?
They asked me about my lighting and what kind of camera I used and like what I used on Photoshop. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I first met Binti at the OPS Career Center that's located at the TAC building at 32nd and Cummings Street. And I was in the hallway with my table and my flyers and applications trying to recruit students there. And Binti came to the table and she asked, "What is this?" And so I explained what AXO was, and she had her camera with her. So I encouraged her to enter, and she said, "Oh, I don't know." And I said, "Yeah, you can do this." And she asked, "Can I take your picture?" So that was how we got introduced. And I found out from her teacher later on there were about 6 other students from the Career Center that entered the competition also. And we had quite an array of students from OPS and public and private schools in our competition this year. And we tried to liken the AXO competition to the Olympic Games in that we award gold, silver, and bronze medals to our first, second, and third place winners. And after all of the judging and evaluations, the outcome was that Binti's scores were that she won the gold medal. So now Binti, along with 5 other students, will be going to Cincinnati, Ohio. The 38th annual National AXO competition will be held in Cincinnati, Ohio in July. So we've got students, Serenity Bryce. Serenity is in the 11th grade going into the 12th, and she is at Burke High School. She wrote a poem and did a beautiful drawing. So she is a double gold medal winner. Then we have Kivana Samuels. She is 11th grader going into 12th from North High Magnet School, and she won a gold medal in music vocals contemporary. And the next student is Anik Clark. She will be going into the 10th grade at Omaha Central High School, and she did a beautiful painting. Then Sunny Washington, she will be a 10th grader in the fall. She is at the Duchesne Academy of the Sacred Heart, and she was in the category of music instrumental classical, and she will be playing her piano piece in Cincinnati this July. Then we have Celine Haynes. Celine is a graduating senior from Omaha Central, and she will be performing a poetry that she created. She will be performing that spoken word at the competition. And then we have Maria Mickles. Maria is a graduating senior from Burke High School, and she is also a performing poet. And finally, last year, I want to celebrate what we did at National AXO last year. We went to Philadelphia, and we also took 6 students to the Nationals in Philadelphia. And one of our students, Shayamira Gaines Lawaru, she won a bronze medal or 3rd place in photography. So I'm hoping that Binti and Shayamira will be able to collaborate and put their heads together about how it was for her at the Nationals. So we are really looking forward to that. One of the most important things about the AXO and everything with the NAACP is that everything that we do is on a volunteer basis. There are no salaries. And our projects, we all have to raise our own funds for each of our committees. So AXO is currently in fundraising mode. So I want to give our website where we have PayPal available for donations. That website is www.omahaactso.org. That's www.omahaactso.org. That's OMAHACTSO.org. And just click on the PayPal icon, and that will take you to the availability of making donations. Also, this May 29th, we will be having a fundraiser at the Loves Jazz Art and Culture Center on 24th and Lake. That is this May 29th. That's a Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. We will be having a AXO Then and Now. That's what I'd like to call it, because Omaha has had many students go through the AXO program, and we have a lot of young people that are now doing their own thing in Omaha, in the United States, and in the world, that are contributing individuals to our world society. And I'm calling all former AXO students to give the NAACP office a call and let us know where you're at and a phone number so we can get in contact with you. The NAACP Omaha office number is 402-345-6227. That's 402-345-6227. Also, I'd like to talk to Binti. Binti, about your photography project. Tell us a little bit about what you had 6 photos that you entered, and also your storyboard. I had never seen that concept before, and so you are a very thorough young lady. Tell us about your photography and your storyboard.
My photography, when I took the pictures, we had an assignment about our master photographers and who we look up to, and I picked Richard Avedon because he does fashion and portraits, and that's what I like to take pictures of. And we had a natural light portrait project to do, and then I took a picture of my friend Monty.
Okay. And were they all black and white, or did you have a mixture?
I had a mixture of digital and film.
Oh,
Photos.
okay. Okay, great. Good. Okay, so the eligibility requirements for the program are you must be a citizen of the United States or hold a permanent resident visa card. You must be enrolled in grades 9 through 12 at the time of the application. You must be an amateur, having not received wages for professional services in the categories of competition. And lastly, you must compete in the local AXO competition in order to qualify for the national competition. So we, like I said before, we had held our local competition at Beverly Blackburn High School. That was our 36th annual. I can remember, though, in the beginning, when we first started AXO, Mrs. Evelyn Kane Smith, who has gone on to her glory, was our first chairperson. We called her the mother of AXO in Omaha, because I remember we were at the national convention in Miami Beach, Florida, back in 1980, and Miss Kane Smith, she looked at me, and we were watching the awards of the National AXO, and she said, we could do this in Omaha, can't we? And so it was her business to come back and get the AXO program started in the Omaha branch, and ever since then, we have been moving forward with the program. It has been refined and polished up a little bit, but basically it has the same concepts. We have expanded the categories to 32. I believe when we first started off, it was something like 15 or 20 categories. And just this year, the dance competition had segmented off the dance into 4 subcategories. And so we are really excited about how AXO is moving along. These students that are going to the national, every year they have the opportunity to win scholarships and prizes and possibly internships. Last year when Miss Gaines Lawaru won the bronze medal, she won a $1,200 scholarship and an iPad. Plus, when they're at the national competition, they meet so many other students. Approximately 1,000 students were there last year, and we're looking for more because more branches have come on since last year. So I'm hoping that we have more and more students, more and more opportunities for our young people to win those scholarships. But also, most importantly, they network. Our students take their business cards with them, and they meet other students, and they go from the small pond into the big pool and see other students and their projects and what they are trying to accomplish. And the AXO, National AXO, is located in Baltimore, the same as the National Association for the Advancement of Color People. Our headquarters is in Baltimore. And everything with the AXO program comes from National. And Mr. Larry Brown Jr. is the National AXO chairperson, and he and his staff, they make sure that all the branches are meeting their deadlines and all the requirements for the program. Last year, they initiated the National AXO Alumni Association. So that's why I really would like for our former AXO students to get in contact with us at the branch office so that we can get your name and your information into the National Archives, because you are part of history. And also, I'd like to talk a little bit about the culinary. Culinary arts is one of the categories that has focused on a lot of attention, especially on the national level. Omaha AXO will be eligible to hold a culinary arts competition in the fall of this year. So I believe there are 4 culinary schools within OPS that have students in grades 11 and 12 that we will be recruiting from, because at the national level, the scholarships that are awarded for the 31 categories are first place or gold medalists. They win $2,200 in scholarship monies. Our silver medalists, our second place winner, they win a $1,800 scholarship, and our bronze medalists, they win a $1,200 scholarship. But because of sponsorships on the national level, the culinary arts category, the scholarship offerings are even more greater. They are offered last year, the gold medalist was from New York, I believe. And this young lady won a $55,000 scholarship for the gold medal, and the bronze and silver followed behind that. So there is a huge opportunity for our students, especially if they're in the 9th grade. That means they can compete for 4 years and stack that money up for college. So I think that's very interesting. I wanted to mention just a few of our alumni that have gone through the program over the years, and Mr. Jeffrey Williams is one of our alumnus, and he is in the house this morning, and he has been behind us. He serves on the AXO committee along with Livy Dunson, Bobby A. Davis. Dr. Davis is on the AXO committee, as well as Marita Franklin and Merritt Smith, Pat Tanner, and of course myself. I also wanted, and I'm sorry if I may have missed someone in that reciting the committee members, but we can't do AXO alone. It's all about volunteer. We go to the community. We look for teachers to help as coaches. We really need help with the program. Like I said, there are no paid staff, and we look to the community for assistance in making this program move forward. We've been going at it now here in Omaha for 36 years, and we want to keep it going because we've got people like Mia McSwain, Monica McSwain, Miss Franklin, Marita Franklin, her daughter, is won gold medals, and she is a Grammy winner for her songwriting. Houston Alexander is one of our AXO alumnus, as well as Ayana Boykins. Kobe Boykins. Kobe Boykins is known as the Red Planet scientist. Tim Clark, the executive director for the Loves Jazz Art Center, He was also in our AXO program. Patrice Pittman. Patrice Pittman has served as secretary several times and various other positions in the local Omaha NAACP. So our alumnus really do go on and do become contributing members in our society. I wanted to backtrack a minute about the Omaha branch. Our Omaha branch, we have our membership meetings every third Saturday of each month at 11:30 a.m. at the Loves Jazz Arts Center on 24th and Lake, and it is open to the public. So you are invited to come to our next branch meeting. That is the third Saturday of each month at 11:30 a.m. Currently, our officers are, the president is Mrs. Vicki Young, first vice president Eugenia Dorch, second vice president is Reverend Ed Rollerson, and secretary Patrice Pittman, and then we have the executive committee, and the executive committee is comprised of various people in our community. And like I said, we have a lot of committees that do the work for the branch, and there are vacancies available, so please check us out. Our website is www.omahanAACP.com. Coming up, some of the other things that are going on in our branch is the fabulous Juneteenth parade. This year, we are hoping that you will contact our branch office and put your entry in to be in this parade. It is very significant to our community to celebrate this holiday, and so we will be having the parade on Saturday, June 18th. So we will be having our AXO students marching in the parade, as well as our executive committee and other branch officers. It's always been proven to be a showstopper in Omaha. And then after AXO comes back from Cincinnati, Ohio in July, shortly thereafter, late August and September, we will start back up recruitment again in the area high schools for students to participate, and we will be recruiting throughout September through January for students to compete in the spring 2017 local competition. So those are some of the things that we'll be doing with the Omaha branch. In addition, our Freedom Fund banquet, our annual big fundraiser, is going to be this year, and traditionally that is held in October of each year. So there is a lot on tap for the NAACP Omaha branch. As I stated, we always could use volunteers, so please contact us and let us know that you are interested. Again, one of our fundraisers for AXO is going to be Sunday, May 29th from 3 to 5 p.m. at Love's Jazz Arts Center. And I think that we are kind of, Mr. White, we're getting to what I needed to say. I wanted to let you know also, aside from the support from Love's Jazz and the project, this AXO project this year and last year is supported by the Fund for Omaha through the Omaha Community Foundation. So thank you, everyone over there at the Omaha Community Foundation, for your support. And we will be knocking on your door and ringing your bell to help us get our kids to Cincinnati in July. Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Ms. Keys, and all the other guest speaker. That was Nicole Miller, was the Mitchell, I'm sorry. Also, a special thank to Benty for coming out on a Sunday. You didn't have to do that, but I thank you, and that is very appreciative, and it shows your enthusiasm. We are about 6 months out from our national conventions and voting, and I would just like to encourage everyone to go to your local library and get a voter registration, and you also can get information on the candidates who are running for offices. It's up to you to decide, and you, the people, will be able to decide. The other, I would like to give props to my guest speakers, and also to Jay's Brain Trust. I give prop to Jeffrey Williams for the job that he's doing with the young individuals. Again, I would like to thank everyone for tuning in today, and I will definitely like Ms. Keys to come back at any time that she chooses, and she's welcome on this show at any time. The same thing with you, Benita, and we'd like to keep a track of your progress and what you're doing. God bless everyone. Thank you.